Trials in Sydney will be here in about 1 hour's time with the track and field and all the big stars. But in the meantime, in Melbourne, the men who are chasing gold, chasing a berth for a trip to Auckland, weightlifting. Here is Darryl Eastlake.
Thanks, Ken. Big day for you in Sydney. Equally as important here in Melbourne at the Hawthorn Recreational Centre, crunch time for our weightlifters. The time we select our team to represent Australia in Auckland. A man very important to that mission for Australia, Dr. David Kennedy. You're overseeing not just the weightlifters, but the entire Australian team. You've been busy.
That's right, Darryl. The last 2 months have been very hectic. I've seen the swimming and the cyclists get ready for their preparation for the trials. And, of course, this weekend, what a weekend up in Sydney. I've got to watch the track and field from down here. But I'm pretty excited with what's going to happen here at Hawthorn. We've got 19 lifters for only 10 positions and maybe 1 reserve. So it's a 1 in 2 chance. So it's certainly a crunch time this afternoon. And I think it's going to be very exciting. And I think we're going to see some very good lifting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, along with you, and we'll keep our eye on that track and field in Sydney. OK, 52-kilogram class. The first time, the mighty midgets. Chris Burden from South Australia, he'll be out first. Chris Burden, his second attempt, 85 kilograms on the bar. Put it down the first time, had it over the head and just couldn't get the legs to work. Just 19 years of age, Australian junior champion in this class. Oceania champion as well. Gets set now. OK. Chris Burden, a lot of pressure, lifting against some pretty heavy company here today. This time, above the head, he'll lift it this time, 85 kilograms for Chris Burden. So the first successful lift in the 52-kilogram class from Chris Burden from South Australia. Pedro Sanchez coming out now for his second attempt at the same weight, 85 kilograms. Australian champion. Greg Heyman yet to make an appearance in the 52-kilogram class. A great battle between Heyman and Sanchez is expected. A little fighter, this fellow. Misses with his first one, second one, 85. Best ever as 97.5. Burden now has put the pressure on Sanchez. He must lift this. Up it goes. The fight from the legs. Gets it up and holds it this time, Pedro Sanchez. So 85 kilograms have been successful from Burden and Sanchez. Heyman comes out now from Newcastle in New South Wales, aged 31 years of age. Best weight ever at 98 kilograms. He's elected to lift 87.5. Commonwealth Games gold medalist in 1986. Olympic team member in 1988. Holder of all Australian records. And fired up Heyman, talking to himself, saying, come on, he wants to lift 87.5. There it goes. A lot of effort too, but he gets it up, Greg Heyman, at 87.5. So this battle now shaping up. The Novocastrian throws out a challenge. Chris Burden now. His final attempt, equaling his best ever at 90 kilograms. Successful with 85, and his second attempt put down 85 in the first attempt. Australian junior champion, Oceania champion. There it goes. Lots of strain, but no, was never going to do it. Was fairly annoyed at himself too as he pushed the bar back down. So the youngster from South Australia misses at 90, successful with 85. Greg Heyman now. 90 on the board still. Burden missed it. Sanchez has missed it. Heyman after it. Like a dog with a bone, this fellow. Watch his eyes. Fires himself up, Greg Heyman. The Novocastrian out of New South Wales. Commonwealth Games gold medalist in 86, Olympic team member, 88, holder of all Australian records. Greg Heyman, 31 years of age and going for 90 kilograms. His best ever 98, so well below that. Up it goes, has been put down by both lifters, but Heyman takes it with 90. What a great lifter, look at the little man's face. Pushes him down and says, that'll do me today. Heyman from Newcastle now fighting back. Both lifters in the class had put down 90, but Heyman now gets it on the head and really pushes off the legs. A little power battleship gets it over the head and holds it there. That'll get him to Auckland. Okay, 56-kilogram class. Michael Noonan out in the back room now. We're looking at Russell Holloway. What can you tell us about this fellow?
Russell's only 19 years old. He's Australian junior champion. Holds the Commonwealth junior record in the clean and jerk. But not so good in the snatch, but it's going to be very hard competition between him and Vukalatis.
100 kilograms. Attempting with 100. Nick Vukalatis put it down. It goes and does it again. This fellow's showing a lot of form this afternoon. He's lifted 95, he's lifted 100. He's pretty happy with that, let me tell you. Russell Holloway from Canberra. Out comes Nick Vokalaitis, his final attempt. Put down 100, then successful, now 105. 105, his best ever, 115, so 10 under that. But remember, this fellow's been out of business for 2 years. Commonwealth Games gold medalist in 82 and 86 in the 52 kilogram class, holder of Commonwealth records for snatch and total, holder of all Australian records, Australian champion, Oceania champion. He's done it all, this fellow, but he needs to do it today. 105. Holloway put down 102.5. New South Welshman now taking plenty of time. Sets himself for 105. There it goes and can't do it. It's a little twist in the thumb, throwing the hand down. Puts down 105. Well, Michael Noonan, an interesting development now.
Very interesting. I'm a bit worried that Vokalaitis might have torn his hand there. We'll have a look as he comes back into the warm-up area. Easily happen. Big weights easily can rip the skin. Coach Bob Taylor will have a look at it, I'm sure.
This is the 67.5 class. Mark Blair comes out now. Second lift for Mark Blair. Well, the opposition, he's blitzed because Blythman put down 123 times, so he now is out of the competition. But Mark Blair has elected to go with 125. Now, his best ever in the snatch is 130, so he's pushing toward the personal best, carrying an injury in the shoulder. And a lot of pressure on him now, Michael Noonan, because the opposition dropped away.
Makes it a little bit hard for him, actually. He's got to really try and just concentrate on the task at hand without the opposition.
All right, it'll be interesting to see what happens if he goes with this one at 125. Nice deliberate lift up. He goes, he forces it up, Mark Blair, and holds it too. At 125, we get 3 white lights, and that's a gutsy effort from Blair. The Victoria nods, he's happy with that. See it again, Blair, this time as he pushes it up and gets 125 above the head. The strain, the pain, it's on the face. Takes a little step back, gets himself set and holds it high. Damien Brown from Melbourne, Victoria, 19 years of age, Commonwealth ranking 4th. Best ever attempt in this, the snatch is 137.5, has 130 on the board now. Opening up, this should be a really good battle. Ronnie Laycock to follow. The man who represented Australia at the World Cup. So the 19-year-old with a job in front of him now. Look at this, though. There's a positive start. Damien Brown with 130 and skies it pretty well. Coach Copper very happy with that. Good positive start, Michael Noonan.
A very strong start there from Damien. He's a very powerful young man.
Laycock comes out now. Get plenty of support from this crowd. Very popular lifter. He lifted 135, put 140 down. Well, Michael Noonan, will this be enough in this, the snatch, to get the total that he's looking for?
I think so. Ron usually snatches about 140 when he's going really well. He has a best of 145, but he doesn't really have much confidence in himself in the snatch.
Very accomplished man, though, Michael. He's been there and done it all.
Oh, he's a very strong man. His technique is perhaps a little lower than some of the other lifters. That's the reason he has trouble in the snatch.
Okay, you heard it from a man who was the super heavyweight champion of Australia, Michael Noonan, in the back room, doing the work from there today. Here's Ronnie Laycock doing the work in front of us here on centre stage now. 140. There it goes. This time he'll lift it, Laycock. Yeah, that's the right back he wanted. Oh, and hurt himself too. A bit of a lift there. Michael Noonan, you may check that one for us.
Yeah, it was a great lift there, Darryl. He really set well and pulled it through. He's an incredibly powerful guy. Just pulled it up and hold on.
Look at this as Laycock fights back. I told you he's a devil. When he gets fired up, he can really do it at the business end of a competition. There's the knee. It just suffered a little bit. We'll keep our eye on that one. Out he comes, Philip Christo now, just 19 years of age, and let me tell you, this guy's got it all. He's got style, he's got build, and he's got plenty of ticket to go with it. Michael Noonan, David Walker from Wales is the man you're chasing. Can the boy do it today?
Oh, I think so. He can make a good performance today, and I think he can pressurise him very hard at the games.
Doing it tough, Michael, our co-commentator, standing in the hallway, watching his charge at 150, just 0.5 under his best now.
153.
Look at this again as Christo gets the body to work. And isn't it a great body? Look at the legs puffing down. They take the weight. Up it goes. A little crook at the bar, but holds it there. That's a great effort and still got one to go.
Come on. You're ready. Come on. Come on.
Philip Christo coming out now. Well, Michael Noonan is chasing some records from a very, very distinguished lifter here, Cabas.
Yes, he is. We really want that record. Nothing against Robert, but I think Philip can be better in the long run.
Well, records were made to be broken. 153 on the bar. His best ever, 150.5. So he's been in unbelievable form today, right? Philip Christo setting himself up for 153. This will break Cabas's record. Oh, he's done it too! He's broken the record of the great Robert Cabas. That is a great lift. Look at Michael Noonan. He can't believe it. This crowd really popped up. Fantastic stuff from this young 19-year-old that really has got class written from head to toe. See this again. This is the great record of Robert Cabas, absolutely shattered. 153, gets it in the air. Now the legs do it, the mind's done it, and the arms hold it there high in the sky. A new record for Philip Christo.
Yes, terrific lift. We're very proud. Just shaking Philip's hand. There's a long way to go, though. He's going to have a bit of rest now, then come back. Big lifts in the clean and jerk also.
Okay, stand by now for the clean and jerk in the 52-kilogram class. Commonwealth Games gold medalist, 86, Olympic team member in 88, holder of all Australian records out of Newcastle in New South Wales, ranked number 2 in the Commonwealth. And I love to watch this fellow go round. When he and Sanchez get together, the sparks really fly. 115 on the board, his best ever, 128. There he goes. Watch his eyes. Watch the determination as he talks to himself now, Heyman. Pushing the pace. He was the best in the snatch at 90. 115. Here he goes. He'll lift it this time, Heyman. Oh, he comes back so well, Heyman. Does it so many times. Has to hold the weight there a long, long time, Michael Noonan.
Yes, Darryl. I don't think he had his feet quite in line. They have to be together on the same line as the bar.
Sanchez now 117.5. So pushing the pace, putting the pressure back. Lifted 112.5, now 117.5, was slightly below in the snatch at 85. Heyman lifted 90, so he knows he needs to push, put the pressure on him. Pedro Sanchez now drives it. Look at the size of this little fellow. Hard like a lion. Up it goes, he'll hold it at 117.5. Yes, he gets the white lights. So this battle, as always, is on Michael Noonan.
Darryl, that pulls Sanchez back within 2.5 kilos of Heyman. I can imagine Heyman might take the same just to regain that 5 kilo cushion.
Right it with him here on 9 Sports. Important lift, 127.5. Nick Vokalaitis. Look at the face. Look at the determination now. There's the clean and the drive off the legs. Now this is the critical part. He's done this twice. Can he sky it this time? Nick Vokalaitis sucks in a little air now. Up it goes. There's the split. Will he hold it? No! Down he goes. He's okay. But, oh, gee whiz, how close can you go, Michael Noonan, and not get it there?
That's with a tremendous try. He just wasn't going to let it go. Forced him all the way down to the platform there. He just couldn't hold it. Not quite strong enough over here.
Now, watch this. This is a guts lift from here. Coming back from injury, 2 years out of the sport, the leg buckles and down he goes. We're looking at Mark Blair, centre stage here, 150 on the bar, carrying an injury, has been worked on in the 3 minutes since the lift of 140. Coming out trying to impress the selectors. He wants to go to Auckland, wants to wear the green and gold at the Commonwealth Games, and he gets it to the shoulders now. Critical part now. That shoulder would be really hurting. Holds 150, yes, gets the 3 white lights. Plenty of guts, plenty of ticker from Mark Blair. Always comes out and fights the weights.
I don't think that they're going to take the 3rd attempt, though. The doctor having a good look at him here and decided that's enough.
170 on the bar for Damien Brown. Now, this will equal his personal best. He's bumped up the weight by 5 kilograms to try and force the issue. Michael Noonan, now this is a bold move.
Oh, it's a very brave move, having missed 165 twice, going for 5 kilo more in the third.
Okay, 170 on the bar. This will equal the fellow's best ever. Oh, it's got it to there. He's fired up this time. Look at it. Written all over the face. Up it goes. Will he hold it? No! Oh, so close, Michael. Puts the head in the hands.
Yeah, the tragedy there for Damien. He had a very bad day today. Most disappointing.
Well, he seems to rush out a little to me. Would that be a fair comment?
I think he's really feeling the pressure of the situation there.
Well, there you go. 170. Can't hold it. Gee whiz, he went close, but down he goes, and look, the head goes in the hands. Okay, the mind game's being played out with the coach, is also commentating. Busy time for him this afternoon. Busy time for Ronnie Laycock too. 24 years of age, ranked #1 in the Commonwealth. 175 on the bar. His best ever 197.5, so well under that. Laycock now strains and pushes it to the shoulders. 175 on the bar. Up it goes. Look at the fight. Look at the feet come together. Yes, waiting for the lights. And it's another good one for Ronnie Laycock at 175. Oh, that little lip is still there, Michael. Could you check on that?
Yeah, a good lift there. Good, strong lift there for Laycock.
Out comes Philip Christo in the 82.5 class. This is the crowd. They're right behind him. Now, Michael, I'm going to ask you because there's 3 records riding on this too.
Well, so we're hoping he can do it. He looks strong today.
Okay, we're looking at Commonwealth records, national records, total records. This man this afternoon, just 19 years of age, 182.5 on the bar. His best ever 177.5. The coach is nervous. He's not going to talk to us. We'll leave him alone. But Philip Christo, boy, oh boy, has he been a sensation this afternoon. 182.5. Here it goes. Commonwealth records riding on this. Australian records riding on this. This boy can really upset him in significant hole. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! He's done it! Philip Christo! He is in unbelievable form this afternoon. What a lift! That was sensational. 182.5.
Come on. Okay.
Commonwealth records, Australian records being set by this young 19-year-old protege of Michael Noonan. Look at the fight. Look at as he gets to the shoulders now. Philip Christo in great form this afternoon. Sky, there it goes, and holds it after a little bit of a wobble, but a magnificent lift from Philip Christo. Okay, that's the Commonwealth Games weightlifting trials, the 52-kilogram class. Let's have a look at the winners for you. Greg Heyman comes in with a total of 205. Pedro Sanchez so close behind him again today at 202.5. Chris Burton, a good effort from him with 190 for his total. So in the 56-kilogram class now, the totals: Russell Holloway with 230 with a combined of 100 and 130 there. Nick Vokalaitis going out with injury today and not a very happy boy. He lifted 100 and then had to withdraw. In the 67.5-kilogram class, Mark Blair dominated with a 125, a 150 for a total of 275. Craig Blythman failed to lift all 3 attempts, so had to withdraw from the competition. In the 75-kilogram class, we had Damien Brown lifting 130 in the snatch, but didn't get the weights off the ground cleanly in the clean and jerk, so doesn't amass a total. But Ronnie Laycock out of Tasmania, now living in Melbourne, lifted 140, 175 for a total of 315 to take the class. In the 82.5-kilogram class, a sensation this afternoon. Philip Christo with a 153, a 182.5 for a total of 335.5. Breaking 2 Commonwealth records, 3 Australian records, a magnificent performance from him. Robert Rogers, 130, 167.5 for a total of 297.5. Okay, waiting now for the first lifters in the snatch section of the 90-kilogram class. Harvey Goodman, back for his second attempt, was successful with 145, now has got 150. He's in the 90-kilogram class, so back a few kilos in weight, but the same weight on the bar. Lots of talent here, Michael Noonan.
Oh, yes, very powerful. I think Harvey taking a little easy today. building up for the games, confident of his chance of selection.
Yeah, he really is a deliberate lifter, isn't he? Look at the face. He just really concentrates. 22 years of age from Victoria. Harvey Goodman with 150 on the bar. There it goes. Yes, sir, he'll do it again. He's lifted 145 now. He's lifted 150. Chris Duffy now coming out for his third attempt. 135 on the bar. The man that's come back really from the brink of death from a car accident. Rated number 3 in the Commonwealth from South Australia. 22 years of age. He's best ever 145. So he's 10 under that. But look at the aggression on this fellow. Oh, goes through the lift now. Head goes back. Comes to the bar. Thumps the bar. Revved up. The 100-kilogram class. Chris Duffy, former junior champion of Australia, won the Oceania Championships in New Zealand just a few weeks ago and lifts 135. Oh, and Duffy happy with that. Slams it down, the big man from South Australia. Well, all starting to happen now at Hawthorn. Watch this. Came to the bar with so much aggression, just threw it in the air and said, take this one off me. No, sir. 135 in the air. Darren Walker, Michael Noonan. This is going to be a good division, this 110-kilogram class.
I think it's going to be very close, Darryl. These lifters are all very, very close together in the ranking lists.
From Victoria, best ever 155, 145. Going after Jason Roberts' first attempt. Up it goes, and yes, sir. So this battle pretty even at the moment. Walker with 145. Roberts with 145. John McManara. Now, he's the third of the lifters in the 110-kilogram class from Melbourne, Victoria, age 28. Commonwealth ranking 4th. Best ever 155, opening the account here this afternoon with 150. Roberts and Walker in this division have both lifted 145 in the snatch, their first attempts. So good battle shaping up here. Michael Noonan.
Oh, I think it's going to go very close, right down to the wire with these guys. They can't send 3. Maximum we can send in this class is 2.
So, 1 to drop from 3. Oh, pressure on. McNamara now. Up it goes, 150. Yes, sir. So he pushes the pace with the first attempt at 155, better than Roberts and Walker. Gee, strong start here, Michael Noonan. 150.
A terrific lift there from McNamara. He's often a bit nervous on his opening attempt, but that was tremendous.
Okay, the big men continue to come out now. Jason Roberts from South Australia. 19 years of age. Plenty big, plenty tough, plenty strong, this fellow. 155 on the bar. He's best ever 160. Ranked number 4. 3 in this division, 2 to go to Auckland. Wearing a little ear stud too as he goes through the motion there. Shakes the head, gives it a roar. That could be at me for having a go at the earring. Who knows? Fired up though. There it goes now. 155 from Jason Roberts. He's successful from South Australia. Puts the finger up and says they've got to come and get me. Out they come, the big men now. Listen to the crowd line up. 110 plus class. Charlie Garzarella, big Charlie. Big crowd favourite. Look at the legs of this fella. Absolute giant. 162.5. Third attempt for Charlie Garzarella. Put it down, has been successful with 160. Kettner with only 1 lift so far has lifted 162.5. So Charlie Garzarella trying to stick with him. Feels he's a bit stronger in the clean and jerk. Just been dressed down by Paul Coffer in the office. It should be fired up. Charlie, eyes closed, total concentration now. 162.5 on the bar, up it goes, still gets the shakes. Big man holds it. Hilling will Kettner with that. 162.5. Charlie comes back, answers Kettner. He's got 2 to go, Stephen Kettner. But Charlie happy. Well, Charlie this time took a long time about it. The head went back, up went the weights. Now, the drive off the legs looked pretty shaky, Michael Noonan, but he finally got it there and held it.
Yeah, a bit of trouble holding it there, but he fought it out well. Obviously, the motivational talk had an effect there and really fought it out.
Gee, we've seen that happen before. Coffer gets into that office. They come out and they lift the weights.
Yeah, Paul's a little man, but he's got a big, strong voice, and he certainly knows what he's talking about.
Kettner comes out. Look at the look on Kettner's face. Another Coffer product. 167.5 has lifted 162.5. That was equaled by Charlie Garzarella in his third attempt. This is only the second attempt from Kettner with 167.5 on the bar. Would like to go into the clean and jerk competition a little in front. And this the snatch the division. Right. Stephen Kettner now pushes it up. Oh, is he fired up today, Stephen? Did it pretty easy, let me tell you. Look at the look on his face. The big man's nonchalant and just strides off slowly. Well, Stephen Kettner out after the big ones today with 167.5. Look at the look on the face as he pushes it up. Out he comes now. Now, the Commonwealth Games record in this, the snatch for the 110 kilograms, is 170. Kettner's going for 176. His best ever is 175.5. So, Michael, this is a new Australian record.
It is. It's 6 kilo more than Dean Lucan did, winning the gold medal in Edinburgh in 1986.
Okay, you heard it from Michael Noonan. He used to throw these weights around in this division. Stephen Kettner after a new Australian record, equaling or better than Dean Lucan by 6. And a fourth lift requested by Coach Coffer. Everybody here riding it out with Stephen. 176. Here we go for a record. Hops away, can't do it. Throws it away, acknowledges the crowd, looks back to Paul Coffer. Well, Michael, he looked like he was set, but then maybe again that little rushing movement.
Yeah, I think so. Just a little over eager there. Pulled it up quite well, you'll see, but just swinging it, and it's hard to stop those big weights once they start to swing.
Yeah, here it goes now. Now here, he gets the throw nicely.
Yeah, pulled through well, but just can't hold it overhead because of the backward movement of the bar.
Harvey Goodman back in action in the 90 kilogram class. Now, this is his first in the clean and jerk. 3 of these to go. In the snatch, he was successful with 150, put 155 down. So this is the first of his 3 lifts in the clean and jerk section. Battling out on his own this afternoon, but one of the real talents of Australian weightlifting. Ranked number 1 in the Commonwealth. And 190 on the bar. It's that glazed look about him as he looks out in the crowd. Gets it to the shoulders now. Powerfully strong in the arms and upper body, and those legs now will do the job. Brings them together. Strain the pains on the face. Oh, boy, he's hot today. Harvey Goodman, he might be going easy, Michael, but I tell you what, he's hot.
Yeah, it looks a very easy lift there for Harvey. Holds the Commonwealth record in this lift. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a big jump for the next lift.
Yeah, he takes a long time to do it, but once he does it, those legs of his so strong. There it goes, 190. By gee, that's a great start from Harvey Goodman. Chris Duffy coming out now in the 100 kilogram class. This is the clean and jerk section. Of course, 3 lifts in this. They've already had the 3 lifts in the snatch section of the competition. He was successful with 135, starting the clean and jerk with a 180 lift. 180 now. Gets it to the shoulders with a nice clean. Bouncing the weight, talking to himself, taking in a bit of air. Up it goes, 180. Nice start from Chris Duffy. Well, yes, his best ever is 195, but that was positive. Little smile on the face, too. Well, Michael Noonan, this fellow really has been aggressive right throughout this competition.
He has. He's been lifting very well. It's a shame that the injury that almost killed him put him out of training and the sport for such a long time.
Out comes McNamara now in this 110 kilogram class. 3 lifters competing here today. 2 will go to Auckland. And this will equal his best clean and jerk at 190. So, Michael, the weights and the pressure are now on.
It is. They're both trying to chase Roberts. Good clean.
Gets it to there. Crowd getting right behind McNamara now. The Victorian, up it goes. Can he hold it? He gets the staggers. Down it goes. Oh, and hurt his arm too. In the elbow area. Michael, you might have a look at that as he comes past you.
Yeah, the doctor of the Australian Federation and the whole Commonwealth Games team, Dr. David Kennedy, having a look at him. McNamara's in really severe pain here. Wouldn't be surprised if he's dislocated the elbow.
Now let's have a look at this injury from McNamara. It goes up, and it's probably not the correct angle, but look at it. There's the weight, and there's the elbow. I mean, you could just see it completely collapse there. Well, tragedy for John McNamara out of Victoria. Dr. David Kennedy. Well, that's the sight that none of us in sport like to see. An athlete who really had a battle on his hands fighting to go to Auckland. There's Paul Copper with him, the Australian coach and the Australian team doctor. They've iced the elbow, but he's in a lot of pain, and that's the sight none of us like to see.
Come on, Steve.
Okay, but the action goes on centre stage while the drama continues backstage. Jason Roberts now from South Australia has really been so dominant in this 110 class, 192.5. This is his final lift of this division. He will lift out of both the snatch and the clean and jerk with this at 192.5. Roberts now drives it off the floor, brings the legs together. He'll do this. He'll do this. He's got confidence written all over his face as Ricky Crump looks on. 192.5 goes up for Jason Roberts. He goes up. The crowd go up. And I'll tell you what, he'll go up in a plane to Auckland. What a beauty from Jason Roberts from South Australia. Comes out a bit quicker this time, Stevie Kettner. This is his first attempt of the clean and jerk. He'll get 3 lifts. Was successful with 167.5 in the snatch. That was his best attempt. He dropped 172.5, but opening the account in the clean and jerk, the first of 3 lifts at 195, battling with Charlie Garzarella. Man Mountain, Steve Kettner. Hasn't been in the business long, but hasn't he had an impact? On 95, first attempt in the clean and jerk, Steve Kettner. Real big sag there as he gets it to the shoulders. Ranked number 2 in the Commonwealth now as he skies 195, and he's in great form this afternoon, Steve Kettner. Oh, is he positive? Charlie Garzarella could be in a lot of trouble here today. Well, Michael, I've never seen Steve Kettner so positive.
No, he's starting off really well here. Let's just hope he can keep it going in the clean and jerk. Garzarella hasn't started yet. He's going to try and make it up the difference in the clean and jerk.
Charlie Garzarella now storms out of the warm-up room. 200 kilos on the bar. Now, Big Charlie's got a job to do here. In the snatch division, he lifted 162.5 against Kettner's 167.5. Kettner has lifted 195, so Charlie's trying to bridge the gap with 200. Prances around the big man now. Pressure's on with a capital P, but Charlie's been there before. Sucks in the air, Charlie Garzarella. Ranked number 3 in the Commonwealth. He's best ever at 215, so he's getting close. Up it goes to the shoulders, and those massive legs do the job to get to the shoulders. A little rebalance there, and again. Tossing 200 kilograms around. Big man, big weights. Up it goes. He'll hold it. And Charlie comes back in this competition. Don't ever write Charlie Garzarella off. He's come back and lifted 200. Slowly goes off and says to Steve Kettner, your turn. Out comes Stephen Kettner now with 202.5 on the bar. Charlie Garzarella equalled the weight that he's lifted for the total of this competition by skying 200. So Kettner's gone to 202.5. Both coached by Paul Coffer. Big men, big weights. Stevie doing a bit of a prowl around. Has a look. Has the family here this afternoon. A lot of support. This Hawthorn club has done a magnificent job with weightlifting. Okay, what a battle now between Garzarella and this man, Stephen Kettner. Australian junior champion, 1988 Junior World Championship silver medalist. Holder of the Commonwealth junior record for snatch, holder of Australian senior record for snatch, and holder of all Australian junior records. Here it goes, 202.5. Big struggle to get it to there. A little reposition. Stevie Kettner, can he sky it? Up it goes, and Steve Kettner holds 202.5 to take the lead in this, the 110 superclass. Oh, that's a big weight, and that's a big effort.
The same weight, 202.5.
Up it goes. Look at this. Kettner throws it up in answer to Charlie Garzarella, who lifted 200. He comes back with 202.5. Little juggle on the shoulder there. Now he pushes it up. Stephen Kettner with 202.5. Michael Noonan.
Yes, a great lift there, Darryl. Actually better than his opening attempt. Kettner often gets better in the clean and jerk as the weights get heavier. There's no exception.
Out comes Stephen Kettner for his last lift this afternoon. 207.5 on the bar. Now he's lifted 195, 202.5. Now with 207.5 on the bar. Was successful with 167.5 in the snatch. Garzarella with 2 lifts to go. This is Stephen's final lift. Fantastic duel between the big men. Both coached by Paul Coffer and both determined to be #1 when we go to Auckland to take them on. Up it goes now to the shoulders, and look at this, look at the strain, look at the pain. 207.5. There it goes, he'll hold it, Stevie Kettner, will he get the lights? Yes! Stevie Kettner goes up with a great lift, 207.5. Well, Garzarella's got 2 to go. Can he come back? Kettner set the pace today. Oh, he's looked good. Watch this as Big Stephen gets it going with 207.5 now. There was a lot of strain, a lot of pain there. Michael.
Yes, terrific fighting lift there. Enormous pressure there. Garzarella sitting back and seeing what he needs. Kettner pulling it up well. Bit of a problem recovering, but then a terrifically powerful jerk overhead.
Oh, yeah. Now, Charlie Garzarella, of course, has 2 to go.
Well, Garzarella needs 215 to win. Kettner's already totaled 375. And Garzarella needs 215 to make a total of 317.5. Interesting to see what he takes on his second attempt. Be a big jump from 200 to 215.
Back in the office. There's been a bit of traffic in and out of the office this afternoon. Out comes Coffer, out comes Martin Leach, and out comes Charlie and Dr. David Kennedy. It's only a little office. A lot of big men in there, one little man. It's got a big voice that steers him on, the big men. Right, Charlie's got 2 to go. This one at 210. Michael Noonan.
Well, I think Charles has quite rightly decided the jump from 200 to 215 is too big. He's taking 210 on the way up.
Okay.
Getting a little bit of time pressure here. Clock counting down.
Has a look at the clock, 34 seconds. No problems. 210, Kettner lift. Successful with 207.5. Huffing and pumping from Charlie, but he puts it down. Well, he's still got 1 to go. Well, no lift there on the second attempt at 210, so the pressure's really on now. Michael.
Yes, Charles doesn't like to rush, and you saw there, terribly worried about the clock. It got down to about 15 seconds. Charles likes to really take plenty of time. Bit of a tactical mistake there, perhaps.
Out he comes, Charlie. All fired up this time. Can he do it? Board remains at 210, but the scoreboard says 215. Okay, Kettner's back in the room with a total of 375. Charlie's trying to bust it with 215 on the bar. No, can't do it, so Stephen Kettner takes the honours here this afternoon. Charlie with 2 failures, looks back at Coffer. Coffer's gone out in disgust. Michael Noonan.
Yes, that was a shame. He never really tried to pull it high enough. Just feeling the pressure, I think, and not quite capable on the day of getting to Kettner.
So the results now in the 90-kilogram class. You see Harvey Goodman, by gee, isn't he a talent? 150 in the snatch, 190 in the clean and jerk for a total of 340 kilograms. Chris Duffy, what a character he's been this afternoon. All aggressive to take the 100-kilogram class with a 135 or 185 for a total of 320. Okay, the real big men threw the weights around in the 110-plus kilogram class. So Stephen Kettner had the bit between the teeth today with a 167.5, a 207.5 for an amazing total of 375. Charlie Garzarella tried everything to bridge the gap, but his total 362.5. Not good enough today. We'll take a short break, but back with the announcement of the Commonwealth Games team of weightlifters to represent Australia in Auckland. Victoria, well, hot off the press, the Australian team that will wear the green and gold in Auckland for the Commonwealth Games of 1990. Let's go through the classes for you. In the 52.5 class, Greg Hayman from New South Wales. In the 56 division, Russell Holloway from the ACT. Mark Blair from Victoria for the 67.5. In the 75, Ronnie Laycock, now living in Victoria, but originally from Tasmania. Damien Brown from Victoria. In the 82.5 class, Philip Christou from Victoria. In the 90 division, Harvey Goodman from Victoria. In the 110, Jason Roberts from South Australia. In the 110 plus, Stephen Kettner and Charlie Garzarella, both from Victoria. And the 2 travelling reserves in the 67.5 will be Craig Brythman from the ACT, and the 110 division, Darren Walker, and he's from Victoria. Now, the manager is Ralph Cashman. He's from New South Wales. Paul Coffer will be the head coach, ably assisted by Martin Leach, a young lifter of just a couple of years ago. So what a step up the ladder for him. Okay, exciting competition here. This is the best team we've sent away, according to coach Paul Coffer. That's about it from Victoria. After the break, we go back to Sydney for more track and field in their Commonwealth trials.